welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite fallen man from down under, Ben. Now, Daniel, unfortunately, is unable to join us in this review, first of all, because A, he is not here right now. B, he didn't, unfortunately, wasn't available when the time of this screening, which we were lucky enough to see this quite early. I think the Australian release dates January 21st. I believe it's probably somewhere out in the States and internationally now. I know it's been playing at film festivals, but it is none other than Anatomy of a Fall, which is the English title. It does have a French title as well. The film is Anatomy d'un Chute. I believe I might have butchered that. But it is kind of, I guess, 50-50 French and English, which is interesting dynamic. But it is directed by Justine Triet and written also by Justine Triet and Arthur Harari, which I'll try and keep the plot very bare bones because I do plead everyone to see this knowing as least as possible as you can, but and without even watching the trailer by any means. But it is basically about a woman who is suspected of her husband's murder, who has fallen to his death. That's basically how he was found. And the main witness for the death is none other than her blind son. So obviously, as you can tell, there's obviously a massive factor there where there's no vision and you're a witness for a murder or homicide or suicide, whatever it is. But it is a seriously fantastic movie. I would not be surprised if this is in my top 10 or near it for the end of the year. This film just clocks in at a little bit over 2.5 hours, I'd say. But my God, it draws you in. And this is a film that's so heavily built on dialogue. But for the whole 2.5 hours, it doesn't drag. It doesn't even feel that long. It is extremely riveting and draws you, like it demands your attention at all times. And it is more entertaining than some, than films I've seen, like the Marvels, which isn't a shot at the Marvels by any means, but it's an hour and 45-minute superhero film. And when I give you the plot of each movie, I guarantee you 99.9% of people would think Marvels is more entertaining. But I bid you not. It isn't. But first of all, to touch on the direction, it is fantastic direction by Justine, and the writing is magnificent. These actors are nothing without good writing at the end of the day. You can't polish a turd, as bad as it sounds, but this writing is fantastic. And the performances across the board where they obviously live and embody these words that are on the pages. I got to give major props to Sandra Hüller, who also plays Sandra Voiter in the film, who's obviously the main character, the main actress of the film. She is unbelievable. We recently obviously witnessed her work in The Zone of Interest, where she played the wife of the general in the Auschwitz camp, or as you'd say. And my God, she's fantastic. She draws every bit of attention to her mannerisms, her facial expressions are just genuinely unbelievable, and I got to give her props. I hope she's in the batch of best actresses come the end of the year for Academy Awards or even amongst that, because she definitely deserves the praise for this performance. But I got to give major props to Milo, I don't know how you pronounce it, Grainer, who plays Daniel, who's obviously the blind son. Possibly, and this is probably a very big call, but possibly one of the best child performances I've ever seen in my life. There's a monologue towards the end where he's unbelievable. You think of, E.T. when it comes to child performances, even Jacob Tremblay in The Room, not The Room, sorry. He's not with Tommy Wiseau. But he is just unbelievable, demands every bit of scene, he kind of steals almost, which is very big call because Sandra demands everything. The Avocat General is also fantastic in the film, who's obviously the man kind of leading the trial, but also Samuel, who's the husband, who in the scenes that he has, he also is unbelievable. Every actor is just, you can tell, at the top of their game, and it's very much due to the script, but these performances are unbelievable. But man, I can't say enough good things about the film. It looks beautiful. The performances are amazing. The actual plot itself, while it does come to a end, it does kind of leave an ambiguity. It kind of leads a bit of an ambiguous ending where it's almost up to the not up to, but you can obviously take what you want out of it and perceive certain things differently and have your own ending. And it does allow that the way the script unfolds and the movie unfolds, it does allow each individual person to almost view it differently, which I think is one of the most beautiful things about film is I'll go to this screening, I'll go to this film with a family member and they might view what happened differently. And obviously you talk about that and you can obviously have a bit of a debate or discussion about what your views are and why it's this way and why it's this way. And I think that's the beautiful thing about film. It allows you to do that. And this film, more than others, it is unbelievable. It won the Palme d'Or at Cannes this year, which, for instance, last year was Triangle of Sadness. So you obviously know, I guess, the quality and type of film that, or not type of film, Triangle of Sadness is a bit of a satire on the rich, but this is a much more serious film. But it is just fantastic. I personally find, trial and films that take place, I guess, in the trial where it's, even shows like Suits where you've envisioned that. I find them entertaining at the best of times, even when it isn't great. So you can understand how I feel when something like this comes out and then it's genuinely a fantastic film. But I do plead anyone and everyone to see this. If it is playing in your area, I'm sure it'll get a local release, being kind of a 50-50 foreign English film. It will probably obviously only play in certain individual theaters, but please go out of your way to see this when it does come out in cinemas. Support these kind of films. I'm sure it'll get some love come Academy Award time. I'd be intrigued seeing if it, or even Golden Globes, any award. I'd be intrigued if it does play in the international feature film category, or whether it will be just best picture kind of vibes, just because it is very 50-50 English French, which I didn't have any issue with at all, but I do plead everyone to see it. If you have seen it, comment below, let me know what you think, if you also agree. But please like and subscribe the videos. It does do a lot for us. Obviously, I'd love Daniel to see this when it does come out, so he might be able to chuck it in his top 10, and there's not any garbage in there at least. So, but yeah, please comment, subscribe, like the video, and without further ado, we'll catch you next time.